Okay, recording this video after close of trade Friday, 18th of February 2011. Hope you had a good day trading today. And what a surprise, we closed up today at 1343, about 1.3 million contracts traded. And this week puts us at an exhaustion kind of buying week, so that enables us to trail our volume-based trailing stop here up to 1308.50. So that's kind of a key level, and if this is kind of a blow-off type activity, closing below that on a weekly basis, kind of puts us in a downtrend. And on the daily chart, again, we've got exactly the same level here now, 1308.50. So yeah, we're a ways from it, but that trailing stop's kind of handy just to keep us pointing in the right direction. Interesting activity today on the Beta Trin. We actually showed a negative 31 value, which was kind of interesting. So Beta Trin is just the adjusted values of Trin. I kind of take the New York Stock Exchange and the Nasdaq Trin levels, change them from a ratio basis to a kind of a linear basis, and then flip them upside down. So positive is buying and negative is selling. So net, although we closed up and we're above the open and so on, today was actually internally showing a little bit of a selling day. I noticed this a few days ago at the beginning of the week, I think it was, with these kind of negative numbers here. We had one on this day here, and then we had a negative number here, and the rally kind of continued. So I just pointed out because I find it curious. Day trading, we had actually a pretty good day today, and I'm going to talk about, I'll tack on the videos to move a short trade that I took kind of late in the day, which kind of was a nice one, just show you how I was thinking about that. This is the 4,500 tip bar chart, and I use this to determine trend, and I'm particularly interested in the exhaustion signals to help me determine kind of changes in trend. Yesterday, as I said, we had kind of an explosive kind of range day up. We had our exhaustion buying kind of early in the day, and then we kind of peaked out with kind of bearish divergence kind of later in the day. But then this was a trend move, wasn't over until we see an end of trend warning signal. The pullback level happened in the pre-open, so that kind of put a support there. And then I was looking for a reversal trade towards the end of the day, because we'd had the buying exhaustion here, and we had less and less. You can see here at this point early on in the day, very, very weak buying. But I'm looking for my trifecta. I need three things to happen. We need the divergence pattern on better momentum to show a less and less buying at kind of new highs. We need some kind of price exhaustion. Here, this was an end of trend cyclical turn here. Plus, I need to see the professionals active, and you can see the professionals only got active when we kind of peaked above here. They used this kind of pop above this kind of cyclical resistance level as a place to kind of take some profits. And so we had profit taking signal here, professional blue bars here into the high, and we kind of sold off from there. If I go down to the lower time frame charts, 1500 tip bar chart, this is what was going on. Again, we had this pop above 40, which was kind of the previous high for the day. We had all these blue professional bars kind of come in, flush signals and so on. But this move wasn't over until we saw, just crest above this cyclical turning level and bearish divergence. And you can see the move, we had a little bit of weakness here, but this weakness was being led by the amateurs. Amateur yellow bars kind of down here, and so we popped from there. They were kind of getting into the move a little bit too early, and so we kind of popped from there and then start this decline. And the real signal was on the 500 tip bar chart, and it's just around this time, about 11 in the morning, and we had a bit of a rare pattern, but it was kind of a nice one. It was a double end of trend warning signal here. So this is the pop above the 1340 level here, and then we had a little bit of a pullback, and you can see this is the pullback that was being led by the amateurs on the 1500 tip bar chart, this little piece here. We form a little Rambo pattern here, bullish divergence, and we kind of move to test 42 and head up to 43. But on the flip side up here, you can see a couple of things going on. First of all, we see Rambo patterns up here. So these are amateurs kind of active right at the high, trying to buy this breakout. And then immediately the professionals step in. A whole series, 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of professional bars at the high here. End of trend warning signal, bearish divergence signal, extremely weak buying right at this point here. And then we kind of start to take off to the downside. I was kind of entering here, which was a fraction too early. I'm not sure it was too early. It was an okay entry. I was happy with that. This was the perfect entry here. Just on a little retest, back to the highs, and there's a little amateur bar at a cyclical turning point, and that just shows the amateurs are trying to buy that retest of the highs, and then as soon as the lows of those amateur bars are taken out, we start to move to the downside. And this is kind of falling through the ice here with these professional blue bars as we go through a cyclical support area, and then we pull back with amateur bars kind of buying this little pullback. Professionals have stepped in here just to take a little bit of profits. We kind of test back to this breakdown level. It's a pullback and a downtrend. We have a little Rambo pattern here. The amateurs kind of buying this little breakout, and we go down to kind of test the lows and just kind of momentarily kind of come through the end of trend warning signal here with all the blue professional bars kind of coming in, flush signals, flushing out the sellers at this point, and then that was kind of the low, and we kind of went back to 43, the highs for the day. That low kind of down here, so hit my profit target at just under here, just at this point here, which was kind of nice. On the 4500 tip bar chart, it also coincided with a cyclical turning point here. You can see we'd had our exhaustion selling on the downside, and we had the first bullish divergence signal kind of come in here. We retested here with another bullish divergence signal. Let me show you that on the 1500 tip bar chart. That retest was an end of trend warning signal, so we're coming up to test this kind of breakout level. Amateur bars kind of active here, bearish divergence, we come back to test, and at this end of trend warning signal we take off to the upside. And then on the 500 tip bar chart, this was this point down here where we kind of had amateurs on this testing bar come back here, professionals step in, weak selling, bullish divergence, cyclical turning point, testing those lows, and we just cracked to the upside to 43 again. So I'll kind of tack on my day trade videos showing what I was thinking kind of going through that move. What we've got set up for Monday though is interesting. Now we've got end of trend warning signal on the 4500 tip bar chart. This is going to be a second cyclical turn on an end of trend after an end of trend warning signal when it finally kind of gets confirmed Monday. And we've now got exhaustion buying on the upside. But the thing to do is to wait for these things to roll over. They take some time. So although we've got the exhaustion buying, we had to wait to see all this bullish divergence and a price signal before we finally kind of rolled over. So just going to be waiting for that on Monday. That's what, or Tuesday. I think we've got a long weekend this weekend. I have to check the calendar, see what's going on Monday, whether there's going to be any kind of significant activity or so. Anyway, so I hope you found this video helpful. This is actually post number 600 for Emini-Watch, so a little bit of a milestone. And enjoy your weekend. Okay, just gone short at 41.75. And just been waiting a while. Market's been very kind of slow, and we kind of cracked up to 42, options expiration and so on. But what we've got here on the 500 tip bar chart, it's a bit unusual, this kind of pattern. It's a double kind of end of trend. So we formed the first end of trend here, and then another one just shortly afterwards. You can see kind of coming into these highs at 43, Rambo patterns, professional bars at the high, and just kind of same kind of activity up at 42. Kind of initially the professionals are active on the way up, and then the amateurs kind of up here had a little pullback to 41 with Rambo patterns, so the amateurs kind of getting onto this move a little bit too quickly, and then we kind of go the other way and have kind of Rambo patterns at the top. And I kind of like Rambo patterns followed by professional bars, because it shows that the professionals are kind of taking profits and doing the reverse of the amateurs up here. The only thing I don't like about this trade is we've got no blue professional bars in this second kind of push up above 42 on the 1500 tip bar chart, but we've got weaker buying, bearish divergence. We're really in balance here with the kind of better momentum around zero, bearish divergence signals and so on. And I suppose what I'm just waiting for is this change in trend. We had our end of trend warning signal here on the 4500 tip bar chart, and then the professionals kind of came in, had this bearish divergence, and now this little bit of kind of buying activity kind of peaked here, and now we're heading back. So this is for me kind of a change in trend type kind of scenario. So that's what I'm hoping for. It's 11:40 Chicago time, and it's been a very kind of slow grind up and quiet market. So I don't know, if we get some fireworks today, this might be the spot they'll start. Wait and see. Okay, a little while later, and this trade's finally kind of got going our way. We've broken below support on both the 500 and the 1500 tip bar chart. We're coming into 38s, 38.75, targets at 37.75. We had a couple of blue professional bars kind of come in, but we haven't had exhaustion selling at these lows. We had one kind of here, which was kind of at the start of this move, then a little retrace back, and then kind of really kind of got going. But we've had an exhaustion selling signal here. So cyclical turn on the 4500, still a little bit of a ways off, and I'm just kind of concerned that we got these kind of amateur bars kind of down here, Rambo patterns, and bullish divergence kind of setting in now. But I still think we'll kind of head down. Question is, we're going to have a little bit retrace and a pullback signal on the 500, or we're just going to kind of continue to sink through. So still holding on, and the target's 37.75. Okay, just a little while later, and we've missed our target at 37.75 by a quarter point. We got to 38 even down here. The professionals kind of stepped in again. We've had this little kind of bounce from there. Still holding short. The bounce is actually kind of being led by the amateurs here. You can see range of amateur up bars, and one on the 1500 tip bar chart. We're coming up to a cyclical turn here. So hopefully that cyclical turn will kind of be under this cyclical support level that becomes resistance, and we'll have a pullback and a downtrend signal, and we'll kind of retest the lows. So I'm hoping on that retest the lows that we'll get taken out at 37.75. So let's kind of wait and see. Okay, just a couple of minutes later, we've come back in, formed this pullback and a downtrend signal here with a little Rambo pattern just up here, and you can see, the kind of the amateurs are active at these highs. We've come back. This is a significant level, was resistance, now it's become support. I beg your pardon, was support, now becomes resistance. And what I'm hoping for is a break of these lows back to test 39 and then 38. So that's what I'm hoping for. We have had these exhaustion kind of selling signals here, so this kind of move down into 38 was pretty extreme, but bottoms aren't made with just kind of extreme selling. We have to kind of form divergence patterns and so on. So I think we're going to head back down. I've got a couple of points in my favor right now, so happy to sit on this for a while. So that's what I'm hoping for. What is it, 1:13 p.m., so we've got plenty of time, and just hoping for us to retest 38. We've got some things in place that would suggest that we're going to crack 39 and then head back. Okay, there we go. We're out at 37.75, and you can see last video I did was just talking about we had everything in place for a break of the lows of these bars, which this was a nice, really quick kind of decline into 38. We had a couple of blue professional bars come up on the 500 tip bar chart. Nothing yet on the 500, but we formed an end of trend warning signal here, along with a flush kind of selling signal. So we've had exhaustion kind of selling on the 4500 tip bar chart. We're coming up to a cyclical turn there, so the market's likely to try and find some kind of support around these levels. But I'm happy to be out there at 37.75. Gives me 4 points, although we haven't got this kind of classic pro signal exit where we see a blue professional bar kind of coming on the 1500 tip bar chart with exhaustion selling. Could be getting it now. This is pretty extreme exhaustion selling that's just kind of signaled here, so, and blue professional bars kind of coming in, so we're likely to get that. I mean, there we go, there's another 3/4 of a point, maybe an extra point on this move, but the target is the target, so I'm out.